Today's heartbreaking news. A tough day for Chicago Fire fans. Saying goodbye to Herrmann. If you're a longtime fan of Chicago Fire, you already know this show isn't just about sirens, smoke, and rescues. It's about the people who wear the uniform, their bonds, their bravery, their heartbreaks. And today, fans are reeling after heartbreaking news about one of Firehouse 51's most beloved characters, Christopher Herrmann. This one hurts. A core of the Firehouse family. For over a decade, Herrmann has been more than just a lieutenant. He's been the rock, the voice of reason, the one who brought heart, humor, and grit to every episode. Whether he was mentoring the rookies, cracking jokes at Molly's, or risking his life on the job, Herrmann always showed up. He wasn't flashy. He wasn't perfect. And maybe that's why fans loved him so fiercely. He was real. So when news broke that Herrmann's time on Chicago Fire was coming to an end, it hit like a punch to the gut. The moment we didn't want to face. While Chicago Fire is no stranger to emotional storylines, this one felt different. It wasn't just a dramatic twist. It was a goodbye. A real, lasting goodbye. And no matter how prepared we think we are, losing a character like Herrmann feels personal. Fans took to social media in droves, many in shock, others sharing their favorite scenes, quotes, and heartfelt messages. He was the soul of 51. One viewer wrote, "I'm devastated," said another. The grief is real, and it speaks volumes about how deeply connected people feel to these characters. Why Herrmann mattered so much. There are plenty of Firehouse dramas out there, but few characters have resonated like Herrmann. He was the guy who stood up when it counted. He was fiercely loyal to his family, his team, and his principles. We saw him go through so much. Tragedy, triumph, fear, fatherhood. His stories weren't always grand, but they were grounded. They were human. And in a world that sometimes feels distant or artificial, Herrmann brought a sense of home. He made us laugh. He made us cry. And more than anything, he reminded us that bravery doesn't always wear a cape. Sometimes it wears a fireman's jacket covered in soot and still shows up the next day. Behind the scenes, what we know. At this point, the official details are still emerging. Whether this was the actor's decision, a creative call from the showrunners, or a combination of both, one thing's for sure, it wasn't easy. David Eigenberg, the actor behind Herrmann, has poured his heart into this role since day one. His authenticity, humor, and emotional depth gave Herrmann life, and it's clear he had as much love for the character as the fans do. In interviews over the years, Eigenberg often spoke about how meaningful the role was to him, how it connected him to real firefighters, to stories that mattered, and to fans who saw themselves in the character. If this really is the end, it's a massive loss, not just for Chicago Fire, but for TV as a whole. What happens next? Losing a character like Herrmann leaves a huge hole, not just in the Firehouse, but in the hearts of fans. The show will go on, of course. It always does. But it's hard to imagine 51 without that steady presence, that gruff voice with a heart of gold. There's also the emotional ripple effect on the other characters. Herrmann wasn't just a colleague. He was a brother. His departure will no doubt shift the dynamic at Firehouse 51 in ways we haven't fully seen yet. Expect the upcoming episodes to dive deep into that grief, that adjustment, and that sense of loss. For fans, that means tissues, lots of them. A tribute to a legend. If you've been here since the beginning, you know how far Herrmann has come. And if you've only recently joined the journey, chances are he made you feel welcome, like you were already part of the crew. That's the power of a well-written, beautifully acted character. So maybe this is less of a goodbye and more of a thank you. Thank you, Herrmann, for the courage, for the laughter, for the hard talks, the hugs, and the hero moments, for being exactly who you were, even when it wasn't easy. You reminded us that heroes aren't perfect. They're just people who care deeply, fight fiercely, and never back down. Fans, speak out. The grief is real. Since the news broke, fans across the world have been sharing their feelings. And it's been powerful to witness. Some are angry. Some are just incredibly sad. Others are simply grateful for the years they got to spend with Herrmann on their screens. One fan tweeted, "I grew up watching him. This hurts more than I thought it would." Another said, "He wasn't just a character. He was family." When a fictional character touches this many lives, it's no small thing. It's a testament to the writing, yes, but even more so, to the human behind the badge, David Egenberg. He brought something rare and unforgettable to Chicago Fire.